Hello. Welcome to today's live video. It is May, which means it is Lyme Disease Awareness Month. And I'm planning on creating videos, doing my part to create awareness around Lyme disease because so many people are suffering in silence. So many people are hurting. They're in pain. They reach out to me. They tell me their stories. I've heard thousands of stories of people going through the most tragic and difficult life problems. They're just dealing with so much. And I've learned so much about humans and about what people can withstand and what they can go through and what they can make it through and what hurts the most. And I really just want to share with the world everything that Lyme disease is, everything it isn't, how we can fix the problem. See, a lot of people have theories, right? They have their theories about Lyme disease, whether it was man-made or whether it comes from the natural environment that we live in and so much more. But for me, none of that, I've read it, right? I've looked at the theories. I've read everything I can about both sides of the story. Is it man-made? Is it come from natural environment? Was it found in the Ozzy the Iceman, thousands of years ago and all of those things. But to me, the most important thing is just helping people get better. So it doesn't actually matter to me. I don't actually take a stance on that question because the most important thing to me is, are people getting better? Can we help thousands of people take back their body and feel like themselves again? That is really what the mission is here at HealthSpark and at LymeWars, and that's what we're trying to do. So none of that other stuff actually matters. It doesn't matter if it's man-made. Can we get people better? It doesn't matter if it comes to a natural environment. Can we get people better? And that is my goal. My name is Ryan Kearns. I am a certified holistic nutritionist. For the past 10 years, I've been focused heavily on Lyme disease. I've done everything in my power to learn everything I can about Lyme disease, about the human body, about nutrition, about herbs, about supplements, about how we can optimize for human performance beyond just healing the body from disease. But of course, I couldn't leave people with Lyme disease behind. I couldn't just move forward and start helping athletes and celebrities become healthy and have their body of their dreams and optimize their performance. I needed to help the people who were stuck in the trenches where I was personally 10 years ago. Not quite 10 years, actually. It was 2016. I got all of a sudden vertigo. Very bad. Couldn't really see. Everything was shaking and moving around. I fainted 3 or 4 times. I had heart rate issues. My heart was dropping to 30 beats per minute. And today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to protect your heart, protect your brain so that you don't have to deal with the symptoms that I had to deal with. I had extreme fatigue. I was sleeping like 16 hours a day during the daytime. And then I had crazy insomnia. I would stay up, until late hours, or I would fall asleep for like 2-3 hours and then wake myself up and stay awake. And it was all not on purpose. It was all due to symptoms of Lyme disease. And I found out I had Lyme disease. Luckily, I got diagnosed because I had the EM rash. I've shown pictures of it here on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, there's pictures floating around out there where I have the rash all over my stomach. It was multiple rashes, which now I know because I've learned so much that means it's a disseminated infection. That means that it's affecting multiple organ systems in my body. It's extremely dangerous and it can continue to spread and go deeper and deeper into the body, which we'll talk about today. But I was in a very dire situation. See, I had a daughter. My son was on the way. My heart rate's dropping. I'm fainting randomly. I was scared. I was absolutely terrified. I didn't know if I was actually going to make it. I didn't know what I should do. All the doctor did was say, here's some antibiotics. It literally took 3 minutes, sent me on my way to use antibiotics, but something didn't feel right to me. Just the word antibiotics, anti-living, against living. Like, I get it, we want to kill microbes, but is this the best option? Is this the best decision? When it's extremely dire, when I feel like I could possibly lose my life over this because of the heart issues that I was experiencing, I took it very seriously, and I did so much research to make a decision about whether or not I should take these antibiotics. And the decision I came to was that I was going to do everything in my power that was natural, holistic wellness in order to get better. And that's the decision I came to based on the research that I did, based on the people that I talked to, the practitioners that I worked with. That is what I came up with. That is what I wanted to do for me. Now, I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but that's what I wanted to do. So, I could go deep into why antibiotics aren't the best solution, but today we're not talking about that. Today, we're going to talk about protecting our heart and our brain, because now I'm at this point in the journey where I'm like, okay, my heart is failing me. Things are not working correctly. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't even know if it's possible to heal naturally from Lyme disease, or if this is something I'm going to be fighting forever for the rest of my life. And I get that question all the time. How long is it going to take? Is this something that I have to deal with forever? Is this something that is going to be a part of my life for the foreseeable future? Am I always going to need to take herbs? People ask me this question so often, right? And at this point in the story, I did not know the answer to the question. All I knew was I'm just going to try to do all of the things that I'm reading, and I'm going to try to get better. And I pushed forward every day, and I tried my best. Now, luckily, about a year later, I took back my body. I felt like myself again. I had all the energy back. I was sleeping at night. I was waking up early in the morning. I was working a lot. I was clear-headed. I didn't have brain fog anymore. I didn't have the heart rate problems. They actually consistently monitored my heart for a few months, and I slowly watched my heart rate get better and better as I used the things that I learned about holistic wellness and nutrition and herbs and everything that I was learning at the time. So it was an insane transformation where I went night and day. Like, if I could compare myself today to what I was going through back then, complete night and day difference. For example, I play soccer multiple times a week on a team now. I lift weights every day. I go for runs very often. I try to do it like 4 or 5 times a week. It doesn't always work out that way. I run multiple businesses. I have multiple different business ventures. I have 2 kids who I constantly spend a lot of my time with. I'm constantly taking care of them and being a family man. I've got a lot going on. Needless to say, I feel like I figured out this health thing, and it took me a long time. It took me a lot of trial and error. I've made mistakes. I've learned my mistakes. I've found out things that I didn't know all along, and it's a roller coaster, right? And it's always changing, but the more we learn, the more we change, because health is a new field. It's not something that's actually that far and advanced as most people think. We're actually still learning so much about the human gut, the microbiome, and the brain, and so much more. There's so much to learn. But today, let's get into the actual reason for this video, which I just wanted to share a little bit about my backstory, and that way you know that you're in good hands, that you should listen to someone like me, because I've been there and I've gone through these things, and I've helped hundreds of other people go through these very same challenges. So the very first thing that we really want to do when it comes to Lyme disease is we want to protect something called endothelial structures, okay? Endothelial cells line our heart and our blood vessels. They line all of our blood vessels, not our heart. I don't know why I said heart. They line our blood vessels in our heart, in our brain, all over our body. And the thing is, Lyme microbes like to penetrate. They're shaped like little corkscrews. They drill, they penetrate into our endothelial cells and our endothelial structures, right? Endothelial cells are like a bunch of little cells lined up together that create the walls of our blood vessels, and they drill into those, they get into those, and then they basically progress deeper and deeper into the body. When they do this, then they're able to steal nutrients, reproduce, and survive by doing this. That is their main goal, to do that, to go deeper and deeper into the body. Everything they do, including causing inflammation and causing all types of immune system disruptions, all centers around them drilling deeper into the body. So one of the very first things we want to do is we want to make sure that they cannot do this, okay? Because on top of that, them being able to do that is very dangerous for our heart. It's very dangerous for our brain. It can cause heart blockages. It can cause brain fog. It can cause all types of nervous system issues and brain issues, neurological issues, sleep issues, and so much more. So a lot of the symptoms actually center around the fact that the Lyme microbes are penetrating our endothelial structures in our body and causing a ton of damage. Even if we are able to kill off those Lyme microbes, that damage might still be there, causing a lot of our symptoms. So we need to make sure that we protect and restore our endothelial structures in our body. This is the foundation for healing from Lyme disease. This is so incredibly important, okay? And it sounds scary. It sounds like, oh no, like that's a big deal. They're penetrating my cells, and they're doing things that I can't see. Obviously, it's microscopic. It sounds intense, scary, and confusing, maybe a little bit confusing. I did my best to try to simplify it. But basically, the good news is we know about this. We have this information, right? So we can do what it takes to stop this. All right. And as a nutritionist, I always start with what we eat. And the reason I start with what we eat is because you can change that the very next meal that you eat. Right. So if I'm eating a certain way and, I'm eating ice cream and cake and, I don't know, what do people eat that's bad? Like junk food, chips and all this stuff that's processed and not the best for us. If I'm eating that way, the very next meal, I can have something healthy. I can choose a salad with some nice vegetables and maybe a little chicken for protein, or tofu. You can automatically and quickly change what you're eating on a dime. Now, I'm not suggesting or saying that it's easy to do that. I'm also not saying that you have to do that. But hey, there's always tomorrow, right? Like, let's say, oh, but I already planned on going to Cheesecake Factory for dinner tonight, so I'm going to do that with my friends or whatever. Okay, well, there's always tomorrow, right? It's the thing that we can change the most quickly. And so that's why I believe it deserves our attention first. Because when I was going through this battle, when I was fighting Lyme disease, I just needed to be able to take action immediately. I needed to be able to do something in order to get better. And the very first thing that I did was I changed my diet for the reasons that I just explained. It's easy, it's quick, it's right there. We're about to eat a meal in a couple hours, if not a couple minutes. So that allows us to change quickly and to take immediate action, right? So I came home from the doctor knowing I have Lyme disease, doing my research about antibiotics, doing my research about herbs and what else we can possibly do for healing from Lyme disease. And I said, I'm going to change my nutrition. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Why? Because I'm about to eat lunch in an hour. I can change that right now. So, what types of foods help protect endothelial structures? Great question. Glad you asked. Leafy greens. Always. I mean, if you ever hear me talk about nutrition, you're going to hear me come back to those two words over and over again. Leafy greens, leafy greens, leafy greens. Dark leafy greens, the darker, the better. We like kale, arugula, chard, what else? Any dark leafy green, those are so great for protecting endothelial structures, but they're also great for so many other reasons. I mean, they're packed with fiber and nutrients and stuff that most people aren't getting, okay? So get some dark leafy greens into your diet to protect your endothelial structures, since that's the theme of this video, but also because they're amazing. They have so many health benefits when you start to look into it even more. Secondly, beans. Beans are very good for helping protect endothelial structures. They're also very high in fiber. They're also been shown when they did tests on, when they did long-term research on what civilizations live the longest, one of the things that they kept finding consistently in all the civilizations that live the longest is beans or legumes, right? Lentils, any kind of beans, garbanzo beans or kidney beans are great, black beans, pinto beans, you know what beans are. Just add them into your diet, okay? I used to eat beans when I was healing from Lyme disease. I would have dark leafy greens and beans for both lunch and dinner. So I would have a salad for lunch packed with dark leafy greens, packed with beans, but also had peppers or whatever vegetable I wanted, maybe some broccoli, and some garlic, lots and lots of garlic in there. That might sound terrible to you. I don't know, because I don't know your taste buds, but it tasted good. It tasted decent enough for me. It was more so the health reasons that I was eating it. Again, scared for my life, worried about meeting my own son, worried about being there for my daughter. I was willing to do anything. So I ate that salad for lunch every day, and then for dinner I had a stir fry, added some beans into the stir fry. It was mostly just vegetables, mostly things like broccoli or cauliflower or bok choy or any of those things. I just added as many vegetables as I could into my diet during the time when I was healing from Lyme disease, and beans were at the top of that list as well. So those are the foods that we can eat to help protect endothelial structures, aka protect your heart and your brain from Lyme microbes penetrating deeper and deeper into your system, creating systemic symptoms like brain fog, like neurological symptoms, like extreme mood swings, like fainting, like your heart rate dropping, things getting vertigo, all of that stuff can be fixed through diet and herbs. Okay? Now, I said the magic word, herbs. These are plants that have been used for thousands of years to help with all different types of ailments, not just Lyme disease. However, some of them have been found to cross the blood-brain barrier, to protect endothelial structures, to protect our endothelial cells from being penetrated, and to help rebuild those endothelial structures all at the same time. They honestly protect our brain and our heart so well that there's people just in the high performance space, not even people that are healing from Lyme disease, just people that want to be the healthiest version of themselves, also using this herb every single day. This herb is incredibly powerful. It's incredibly popular right now. Most people believe that you should be taking this pretty regularly, if not to protect against microbes, to protect against oxidative stress that occurs in our body, just from regular living, from getting older, and from going through life. And that herb is called Polygonum cuspidatum, and it is Japanese knotweed. It is the red bottle in the LymeWars herb box. So if you want to get a LymeWars herb box, you automatically get this sent to you every single month. And it's packed with something called trans-resveratrol, which helps, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, protects endothelial structures. It works so well to do what we're talking about here today, to protect your heart and your brain, to stop Lyme disease from penetrating further into your body, stop it from stealing nutrients from you, stop it from reproducing. And if you think about it, that is the same thing as saying killing Lyme microbes, because if you're stopping it from feeding and you're stopping it from reproducing, obviously it cannot survive there long term. Herbs are always best used long term for that very reason, because you're waiting these things out. You're waiting for the microbes to die, if not from directly coming in contact with the herbs, from starving them out and waiting for them to die off based on not being able to reproduce. And this is just one herb in the LymeWars herb box that this is my favorite herb. It's so powerful. I believe many people should be taking that even if they don't have Lyme disease. It's an extremely powerful plant that just has so many health benefits. I urge you to do your own research if you'd like to know more about it. But also in the LymeWars herb box, we have Uncaria tomentosa, also known as cat's claw, which is great for remodulating the immune system, as well as remodulating the cytokine cascade that happens from Lyme disease. If you don't know what that means, I don't have time to go into it in this video, but we will get into it in May. It's Lyme Disease Awareness Month. We're going to be sharing everything we know about healing from Lyme disease so that people can get better, not just so that people know about Lyme disease, which is great because it creates more support, it creates more products, it creates more things that can help people with Lyme disease, potentially cures. But for me, I believe we can help people right now. And that's why LymeWars exists. We don't need to wait for somebody to come out with a cure. When I've personally fixed Lyme disease for myself and for other people in my life and for my clients and for hundreds of our customers that get the LymeWars Herb Box, why wait? Why only share, about Lyme disease when we can share how to fix Lyme disease, what to eat in order to feel better, what not to eat in order to feel better, what to use, what herbs to use, what supplements to use in order to start feeling better and to take back control of your body so you can stop feeling like a shell of yourself, so you can start feeling like yourself again, get that energy back, feel like a giddy school kid waiting for the school bell to go off on the last day of school. You're just thinking about all the cool things you're going to do with all your friends. Remember that feeling? Those butterflies in your stomach. You're all excited. You're about to go crazy. You're about to have the best summer of your life. Eat ice cream every day. And go swimming at the lake with your friends or whatever it is that you did as a child. Remember that feeling we had as children? Remember that health spark that we had? That spark that just made us feel alive? We can have that back. It doesn't need to go away. It doesn't need to disappear just because you had the misfortune of getting bit by a tiny little tick and getting a even smaller microbe that's wreaking havoc inside your body right now. We're going to go over everything you can possibly do in order to get better on this channel. So hit the subscribe button while you're here, and I can't wait to share it all with you. And the third herb that's in the LymeWars Herb Box is Andrographis paniculata, and it's really known for, it's a very good cytokine remodulator as well, which means it helps with the cytokine cascade. If these are big words that you don't understand, don't worry. I'm going to teach you everything. I'm going to share it all with you. But just know that this helps with the immune system response. It also helps with actually killing spirochete microbes themselves, so killing Lyme microbes, which is absolutely amazing. We need that, and it's one of the top anti-spirochetals that exist today. That means that it kills Lyme microbes. Okay, so that's the three herbs in the LymeWars Herb Box: Polygonum cuspidatum, Uncaria tomentosa, Andrographis paniculata. If you're not going to get them from LymeWars, get them from somewhere because they work, my friends. These are the three herbs that I used during my year war with Lyme disease when I was battling every day to make sure that I could stay there for my kids, so I could have a good life, so I could create memories with my loved ones, and so that I could destroy the brain fog and the dropping heart rate, the vertigo, the fainting, the complete unknowingness of it all, the terror that it caused in my life. I lost sleep over it. I spent many hours speaking about it with my wife, trying to feel better and trying to feel like everything's going to be okay, even though I didn't know if it was going to be okay. And now that I'm okay, I want to give you that hope. I want you to know that it can be okay. We just need to do a few of these things together. And if you follow along with us, you can take back your body and feel like yourself again. So get these three herbs. Get them at LymeDiseaseWars.com. They'll come in a nice box. They actually won't come in this box. This is just for like promotional purposes, but they'll come in a nice box. You'll be able to take them every single day. It'll come with a few different little free surprise little gifts there. Shh, don't tell anyone. And yeah, that's That's the main thing. Go to LymeDiseaseWars.com if you want the LymeWars Herb Box. We also have programs where we help people one-on-one dial in their supplements, get a nutrition plan, understand what herbs to take, use different herbs beyond just the 3 in the LymeWars Herb Box that can help with very specific symptoms or your specific lab work. We go deep into optimizing you as a human for fighting back against Lyme disease, and that makes all the difference in the world. We're all individual. Lyme is not Lyme is not Lyme. It's different for everybody, but there's some things that work across the board. There's some other things that don't work across the board, but that we can get very specific on with you in your body so that we can fight back and win the war against Lyme. So hopefully this video finds you well. I hope you're feeling okay today. I hope you're hanging in there. If you have Lyme disease, if you're going through a tough time, I'm here for you. Reach out to us, help@LymeDiseaseWars.com. Feel free to go to LymeDiseaseWars.com, get your LymeWars Herb Box. That's the best and fastest way to start working with us. You'll get a bunch of free video content. You'll get a bunch of you'll get a free 21-day detox course so that we can help you avoid Herxheimer reactions from taking the herbs, and so much more. I can't even go over everything in this short video, but I hope this finds you well. I hope you're having an amazing May, and don't forget to share this video if you found it valuable, because it's Lyme Disease Awareness Month and we want to reach as many people as possible and share the ways that we're fighting back against Lyme disease so that we can help more people. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people take back their body and feel like themselves again. If that sounds crazy, remember, 400,000 people get Lyme disease every single year, and it's my job to help them get better. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that happens. So if you could do me a favor, share this video or share any of the stuff that we create, because it helps us get our message out, reach more people, and help more people take back their body. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I hope you have an amazing Thursday, May 2nd.